I dropped my first quarter in, and then I dropped in the first dime, and I heard them go all the way to the little coin box. And then I dropped in a nickel, and it came back out the coin tray, the return. And I thought, well, that's funny. What's wrong with my nickel? So I put in the next dime, and it came back to the return. And the nickel again, and back to the return. So I shoved them in a little faster to make them fall all the way through the tray. And there was all kinds of mumbling going on around me, maybe 4 or 5 people in the room. And finally somebody goes, I'm not even sure that old machine works. It's just too heavy to move it. It's been here for years. I've never seen anyone buy a drink out of it. And I'm thinking to myself, you were here in the room around the same table when I asked my wife if she had any change because I didn't have any. You were here as we counted out the 50 cents right out of the coin purse to put in the machine. You were here when I walked across the room and started putting money into the machine. Was there not some point at which you might have thought, hey, there's a bad idea coming? You might be wasting your time and your money. Now, thankfully, my mistake was a 50-cent mistake. I eventually did get all 50 cents into that machine, not back out through the coin return. I did. I didn't get a drink. I just lost my 50 cents. I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast, and I want to ask you the question, how often do you find yourself going through that process of investing in something again and again and again? Maybe it's instructions that you're giving to your team. Maybe it's a presentation that you keep giving and there's an idiom or an axiom or a metaphor that you're using, and you feel confident that people understand what it is that you're asking them to do or what you're telling them about themselves, and yet there's no traction. There's no taking of action on that. You don't see them doing anything differently. See, I heard a murmur in the background as I was going to the machine to put the money in that I don't know if it's working or not. Somebody said, is it even plugged in? Well, you wouldn't know the answer to that question unless you could see the plug, which you couldn't, or if it reacted when you put money in. There's really no way to know the answer to that question. But the one person who knew that it had never worked as long as they'd been there, well, they've got some insight that might be worth using. Here's a better one for you. If it's been there that long and nobody's used it, why hasn't somebody put some duct tape over the coin slot? How hard is that? Or an out of order sign? I don't know. Those are expensive. Why would you not at least put up some warning signs and go, hang on, you're going the wrong way. You don't get it. You're not thinking the way you should be thinking about this. I was having a conversation with a coaching client the other day, and in this conversation we were talking about the power of analogies and how an analogy creates a word picture where there are a set of assumptions made. And in an analogy where a word picture is used and the set of assumptions are made, the power of the analogy is the understanding of the audience or the receiver of the thing that you use for comparison. So in the analogy he and I were working on, we came up with a really simple line: integrity is my plumb line. Now, he works in the construction arena. So people who know what a plumb line is, a string that you would hang from a level that would leave a mark on the floor to tell you whether something was level or not and what the exact point at the other side was. Some might use it similar to a chalk line. But I said, let me ask you this question. If you said that to a homeowner who, let's say she's 26 years old, this is her brand new house, she's grown up in IT, she's never seen construction, she's never seen somebody use a plumb line, would that be the same as saying to her, integrity is my slide rule? Because she's always only ever known a calculator or a cell phone or a Google or a laptop. She's never used a slide rule. I don't know how to use a slide rule. My uncle does. I don't know how to use one. I'm not sure I've ever even seen one. I've just heard the reference and heard the term. So if I were to say my integrity is a slide rule, complicated, old, outdated, and I don't know how to use it, is that where you're telling me your integrity is? Would a young mother or a father, a brand new homeowner, know what a plumb line is? Maybe they would think, well, plumbing, line. Plumbing usually has to do with the toilet because when it backs up, I have to call a plumber. So a plumb line might be the line that takes the poop out of the house or brings fresh water into the house, right? So your integrity is like the sewer plumber's line? Is that what you're telling me? You see how quickly we get off target when we assume that people know what we're talking about? As leaders and communicators, I want to challenge you to make sure that the instructions you give people don't leave big giant gaps where they're investing in a machine that has never even worked right. Or they're presuming, as a communicator, that the person you're talking to understands the words that you're using. Ask the question for clarification. Don't let those assumptions derail your intentions. I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast for Tell It Like It Is TV. Have a blessed day.